All right, let's look at some charts. Let's see. Okay, so another one from the last week. So this is from yeah, I am doing something else, but the same kind of thing. These are open, high, low, close bars. This is a tick chart. It doesn't really matter how you well, in my opinion, right? I have my ideas, and these are my ideas after all. So it's I'm not telling you to do anything, but these are my ideas, and you know. Anyway, so we have a high here outlined by the blue circle, and then I draw something here and draw something here, and so notice the circle with the dash. When I do this circle with dash, I am either highlighting an area where price changed direction or reinforced direction. So it's interesting. Okay, and this is another circle, and then I put some boxes on to make a trend line below, because if you look at this, right, so we came to here, and then price, let's go with something different. Let's go with gray today. Yeah, okay. We came to here, right? And before we were there, and before we were there, so we had this, yeah? And then later, this doesn't really matter too much, but so this is the high, and we closed beyond it. So we came to up to this level. I know there's many circles and drawings, but yeah. So we change now to power to up, right? Because, right? You all know this. So we change power to up, meaning in my book, this should now be strong. Okay, this should be strong. Cool. So we come back down again, we form some price action, whatever. Here I did not take trades here for whatever reason. That's not why I draw this, but so we have power here. We're targeting next level is this. We're targeting this, and yeah, so there's a signal here to go long, the pin, and the other pin here, and the engulfing, whatever. And then we go here, and this is the same level, or maybe it's higher, I don't know. Let's say it's higher, and we have some pins, whatever, they don't matter. And then we go even higher, and then because we went higher from there, we have a box here, and the pin goes into the box, another reason to go long, with stops below here and targeting again up here. So yeah, and we could keep go on and on and on. Cool drawings. We go on and on, we move up, and we create first. It's like a trailing low system. Let's do that first, right? This is one high, and this is the next one, this is the next one, and this actually created a high. So this is second low. If I was long at these positions anywhere, I would have my stop here, and this position would be in profit, this would not be in profit, and this would be yes, this would also be in profit, because I would push here because double top. So I draw the boxes to be able to outline the levels, right? Because if you think about it, this was the low that created high, this was the low that created some high, and these are too high up. I can't make the line go curved, right? So this is one line, and notice what happens if you draw this line out. What would happen, right? Something like this, and notice that price goes through it down and goes through it up, and then yeah. Also, what's interesting here is the low. I'm gonna use orange. The low is here, price closes through that over here, right? And the idea is, with my text, yes, expecting higher high, but fails lower break. Yes, the lower break was not this level, but I was expecting it for whatever reason. So in this case, the trend line was what made me expect the break, because, well, I see power down with gaps, and we go up, and it's like, oh, but there's nothing here. And then we go lower, and at the point of this, that's why this is outlined, this is closed below, right? Or, well, just about, but it's closest below, then retrace into the only free gap for short. Yes, yes, and this is the only free gap. Oh my god. this one. This is the only free gap right here. So we close below, we go back into it, there's nothing else, and so this is the short signal here. If I stop previous level, targeting all this taken whatever to down low here, so targeting here. So notice like a 142 or whatever. Interesting. Yeah, I find it interesting that sometimes, you know, it would be for me a counter trend trade, but sometimes the trend lines actually show at the trend line break, they actually do highlight some reversals. And to be completely honest, if I thought that this bar was a trend line break, because, well, it is, right? It closes below. It would be a counter trend trade, but the first price action formation that tells me that power is short would be here, right? Either the green or the orange one, right? And if I was targeting that, right? Think about this. If I was using this to go short, right? This area, I'm going short. I would probably stop here, and I'm entering here, right? So let's go here from here. That's what I'm risking to be able to get this. Would you take that bet? Like if this is 1, how much is this? 4, 5? I don't know. That's my point. So they will probably fail at times, but yeah, it's an early signal, and it's interesting to see that this happens. Okay, so next, what happened here? Yes, so here I was looking at concept because I was looking to add a third option for my trailing, which, you know, sometimes I like it, sometimes it works. I'm not fully convinced about if it's a good idea or not. However, here is an example of my reasoning. So yeah, so I posted this for another, talk to some people about it, and yeah. So for the sake of example, this is a long position and we're targeting whatever. Okay, never mind if there's a signal to go long, it's just an example of a trade. Okay, so price closes very powerfully beyond the level. That's my boss here, very strong bar. And so before this happens though, we have this action. So price comes here, we come up to the level. So if the stop was here, let's see if this works. If the stop was here before, after we create these two, we are here, right? Because this is a double high, I would push stops to here. Yes, it's not even in profit. And the data that I have shows me that this, for me, is good with my system. It helps my system. It may not help you. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not you or whatever. You understand my reasoning here. So anyway, yes, so I will push here. Let's move this. So we have stop here. Again, this happens but smaller, right? So another time. It's because the spikes. Because spikes, same level. That's why double lines. The stop would be here in this time though. We have some profits locked in, which is, I guess, it's cool. So my stop was here for other reasons, as it says. Now, the third option for trailing comes into play after the big bar here, right? So I call it strong block, and it means, well, as you see, if you look at how the bars look, and I know that's not very quantifiable, but this is like, looking at these bars is like some kind of a painting or some kind of an art or whatever. And the bar highlighted, this one, is long, it's filled, small spikes, and compare to the rest of the bars visible on the screen, it's substantial. So, and beyond that, it closed above the break, not a little bit, but it really did close beyond it. So that means for me, it is a strong block. Okay, now because it was created, it can then be used for trailing. Yeah, and that would mean that when this is created like this, I would push the stop to here. So just below a bar that closed, it should say previous strong high, because this level was strong until defeated, it's strong, right? The same way the stop is strong until defeated. So this is the interesting levels, like at this point here, this is the strong level, this is the strong level. We are somewhere in between, right? At this point here, I shouldn't say it is according to me, right? So at this point here, we have this level here, we have this level here, but when we break, so it defeated it. So we had enough power to go beyond. Okay, so that's why stop was there. Yeah, and yeah, I did write down some things, and so the idea is: 1, defeat previous high level. 2, bar has to look a certain way. And also number 3, the third option, it has to be, let's see if it's visible on this chart. Okay, so it has to be very close to target. So it has to be part of the final leg structure towards the target. Okay, and that in this example might not be very good. Or however, yeah, we could be. Let's say we are targeting this instead, right? Just for example's sake, it looks better because, well, this was here, this was the high created, this is not, this is small structure. So if I'm long here, I might be targeting this. So let's say we're targeting this for example's sake. This is the interesting structure. We want to go here because the bar closes so high. It's like you have a target, it's here. We are here now with price. This little bit is nothing, right? You're almost at target. In that case, the bar is part of the final leg, and the legs price, if you ask me, is every wave has a certain length. In amplitude, like this is what I'm talking about, right? So notice the difference from here to here. That is the size. It's the same way like these. This is the high from this created this from this was this to this. Notice there's a certain size always, right? This is to here, this is to here, and etc. You understand what I'm saying. Part of the last leg, last wave. Yeah, that's his third rule. So yeah, very interesting. Moving on. Okay, what's going on here? Yes, so here another example of H1 plus M5 trading, this time pound yen, and we are looking at the 5-minute chart. So we were here, we came into the area, cool, my notifications go off here. I see this, right? And we go up, we go down, and you know what? Here is the gap, and there is no fill, and there is no chance to get in. Lick hit, but no fill. See? We have the switch, right? Because we go all the way here, we go down, we go all the way down, we break low. When we break low, we have the structure because we touch, we create pattern down. So there would have to be a fill here, there's not. And so there's no strike. Okay, and then their price changes, like the behavior. Notice it says here EU overlap, and that is what is interesting for euro pairs and yen as well. And later we have a US session where something similar happens again, but directly shorting it would be not a good idea. But in this case it still worked out if we wait for the M5 to show the same pattern again. So what do we have? So we go up, down, we break here. Yes, this high is higher, right? So here we change the direction. You see the high, this, we change the direction to down. There is a small gap here that I see. and there's no other gaps, and this is the first. If I saw this formation, this price action formation, I would probably short off it and set my stop here. In this case, there's a price action, there's a gap here, and I just put a limit short here with the stop here. So again, limit SL. And the previous low that we had, so this is the most recent area. This has no value, but always, like I say, most recent value is not proven yet, most area, right? And so because of this, I have to go find the next area, and guess what? Green, 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 green all the way, green, red, and come on, it's very obvious, right? And I already put it here, so this is the target, and yeah. And because also, like I've said many times, price does not scrape highs. The signal for entering does not scrape the highs. That means we don't target the low spikes. So that means we target the box. So because we came from here, signal is here, and the stop is here. If the signal was piercing this, meaning it touches the high, it scrapes through with a pin or whatever, then I would touch the low with the trade. In this case, we don't have that, so the TP is at the flat bottoms like this, and that is why it's here. And yes, this could be done way better with an entry after the bar. Yes, with probably another R added to that trade. And yeah, later on, the high is broken, but doesn't matter. TP is filled, right? TP flat, no scrape, as it says. Yeah, and yeah, okay, moving on. Oh, we have another one. Okay. Yes, this was very interesting. This one, I noticed this. I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh my God, is this? I'm gonna put an aggressive limit on the at the gap. But there were so many things going on, and I didn't put the trade on this time. And you know how it goes. Every time you don't put a trade on, it goes directly to TP, right? So yeah, okay, we have an H1 block, interesting for whatever reason. Okay, should be strong, did not create high, but form double top. This text is from the H1 chart. Doesn't matter too much in this example. All I take with me in this example is this is Eurodollar M5, and this block is from H1, and the block is here, and we're gonna use it for this example. So we come down low, we go up, we come down low, and we go at this point higher. That means that this high of the red bar to the low of the previous bar is something called flip zone. I call it flip, some people call it breaker. You know, there's not really somebody telling you what to call the things. I have my names for them anyway. So yeah, and in this case there is a trade outlined here. On this chart it's not visible, but on my, so this is trading view, right? But on the broker chart, this pin, the red one, went through and touched this gap, and that is FX for you. FX is like that, and if you've been around, you know that's how it is. So that's why the entry is here, because bar touched through it, right? And entry of the bar, right? And I didn't enter this, but I saw it, right? I was thinking about it. Anyway, so yeah, the reason is, so this is the most recent block that defeated structure. And if you look previously, I did write M5OB here. Yeah, sure, okay, cool. But really look, it's already been filled, and the only one not filled already is this area. So we have this to this is where we're supposed to enter, right? And so there could be a limit here, even better than whatever, etc, etc, etc. And yeah, at this time, the next interesting level is this, but the R is so low, it's BS, so we're gonna skip it. And the next high, which is strong, that has some kind of validity, is this. And later on, I think we failed to touch the highs, but you know what? The area, the gap area here was already filled, right? So this gap was already filled by this bar. So this is a no-go, and this is also a gap. This is clean. Maybe we can target here, maybe we can target here, but you know, I think price didn't come there at that time, and that's fine. And the trade would be 2 point something or whatever. And yeah, that's the reasoning for this one. Let's see. That's that. And yeah, that's all there is. So yeah, if you like these videos, if you have questions about my philosophy or ideas about looking at the price, just feel free to post your questions. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the markets, I guess.